Before we took the break, we were talking about your psychiatric treatment, and you said you were on 19 medications.
At the time, yes.
Is that the most you ever got put on at one time?
For psychotropic meds, oh yes. Now I'm down to 3.
Are you taking any other medications?
Health. I'm a diabetic. I have severe arthritis in my hands, my knees. So I take stuff for that. I have asthma.
What do you take for the arthritis?
Celebrex, but I'm starting to build up a tolerance to that, so I'll probably have to switch.
Now, do you think your arthritis is completely independent of the injury you suffered, or has a relationship to it?
I think there was a relationship to it, because before my accident, I was very active. From being from Kentucky, we play basketball. You're basically born with a basketball in your hand.
How tall are you, Mike?
6'4".
So you played. You didn't play in high school, but you did play quite a bit.
I played, yes. Only played in grade school, and that was it.
Are you from E-Town?
No, I'm from Louisville, which is 30 miles north.
Your high school had one of those basketball teams where half the people played college basketball?
No, actually only 2 people went from my high school. I was a little high school.
Right.
And both of them went to, there's actually I think it's called, could you hold on? It's called St. Catherine's of something. It's close to Bardstown.
So your first job, did you get fired at the time that you had the confrontation with the resident?
With that, I should have, and let's see how to explain this. I probably should have just quit, and then it would have stopped. But I believed in my innocence, and I should have kept going and went other directions with it. But come to find out, I was one of many people in this gentleman's history. I recommended the place to a friend of mine. She got a job there, and she ended up getting into a fight with him also. But she quit before they could go any further.
Is that the only incident you've had of violence since you got hurt?
When I first got hurt, and I first got back home after I'd left E-Town, back to Louisville, because that's where I did all my rehab, I basically stayed in my room upstairs for my parents. After I beat up every piece of furniture I had because I couldn't handle the urges, or everything was making me upset. And I think last time we were talking about my dog a little bit. Well, he was the only one that would comfort me. My parents wouldn't deal with me. They just wanted to wait and see what happened afterwards. But a little bit would finally get me calmed down. And it took about, that's when they put me on a large dose of Tegretol. And it worked.
And that was primarily for your seizures?
I was primarily for seizures, and also Tegretol's mood stabilizer.
Did they ever postulate or come to a conclusion that your seizures were contributing to your temper outburst and your behavior issues?
They never took an angle like that. Right now I'm on Lamictal, which is like Tegretol, but the bad effects are very small. I'm not considered seizure prone anymore, but they're keeping me on the Lamictal for mood stabilizer and make sure I don't have any more seizures.